So I went to Japan, I bought a lot of things, and I want to show you everything that I bought. It's some books, lots and lots of stationery, and many cute things. And I'm doing it all in one big haul because last year I did it in bits and pieces over various videos. That also meant I was filming at different times, and so I didn't actually get to use anything that I had bought. So I decided I would just do one big haul video, and then for everything in here there's probably a corresponding video that is either already up or will soon be up on my channel. So if a certain shop or a certain brand takes your interest, make sure you are subscribed and take a look at my Japan playlists, and you'll probably find me visiting these stores in some of those videos. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. It's probably going to be really long, but if you love stationery, it's worth sticking around for. So let's get started. I'm going to start with some bits and pieces that I picked up to use while I was on my trip. The first being this little campus grid notebook. I picked this up in a konbini, and I needed it because I find it really helpful when I'm doing the Wordle to write it out when I'm trying to figure out the word. So I use it like this to try and figure out the word if I get stuck. So this was just something that I picked up while I was in the convenience store to help me figure out my Wordle while I was traveling. I also picked up this Midori notebook, which you can see I've covered in stickers. It is the grid style, and I used it to fill in a travel diary as I went. I don't usually journal while I'm traveling, I do it afterwards, but I thought it would be great to be able to write down everything I did in the day at the end of the day. I didn't actually get to write everything on the same day because, you know, if you've been to Japan, you have a very busy itinerary, and at the end of the day, you probably just crash. So there was a little bit of a delay, and I ended up in the next few weeks following my trip filling it in so that I can remember what I did. But this is the first time I used this Midori size, and I really enjoyed it. Also, while I was on the trip, I realized I needed a click art pen. I have one of these at home, but I just felt like I needed one while I was traveling because I bought some post-it notes to label things that were gifts for people, so this was really handy. Because I was writing in this notebook in pen, I also got some correction tape just for those little scribbles that I wanted to erase, and I really love these mono ones because they look like an eraser, which is really cute. While I was in Japan, they had recently released these glitter Penco clampy clips, and I find them really useful for putting ephemera together and keeping receipts together when I'm traveling, so I bought these in the pink and the purple. Before I went to Japan, I was looking into inks that could stamp on leather for my traveler's notebook, and I found that the StazOn is the one that the Superior Labour use when they're customizing traveler's notebooks, so I grabbed it in the black, and then later I also decided to grab it in the white. And there's also this cleaner which you can use to clean it from your stamps because it's quite a permanent ink, so I thought I would pick up this little bottle as well. Also, while in Loft, I saw this little piggy, and I picked it up just because it is adorable, and if you notice it has a little white tail. It is a mechanical pencil, and I just thought it was so ridiculous. It was quite cheap, I think it was 300 yen, so I just had to grab this little piggy and bring him home with me. I also picked up this sticker with some skateboarding cats that says take a break, have a snack, and that is a motto I can live by. I also picked up another kept case. I like to put my washi tapes in these, and I keep buying more washi tapes, so I needed another case. And also at Dalton, I picked up this little coat hanger with a little clip, which I think would be cute to display pictures or postcards. And I love when things are miniature, as you have just seen from the little piggy, so I just couldn't resist this little mini coat hanger. I showed these in my Bungu Joshi Haku video, but I just wanted to show again. I bought this magazine ahead of the stationery festival, and it came with these freebies. So it has this little mini charm sketchbook, which has real sketchbook paper in it, which is very cute. And the theme for the festival is sort of stationery you can wear or your stationery wardrobe. So it has this little outfit of the day. And then there was this notebook, and the design on the front of all of these little gifts is by the popular illustrator Obi-Wan. And this is just a grid notebook. I love a grid notebook, so I absolutely will use it. And the pages are perforated as well, which is handy, and it just has a plain back. And then it came with two pens, so one that says outfit of the day and has a little press like that, and this one that has the cute little characters on it as well. And the magazine was sort of a preview of the festival, so it has information in Japanese about all of the store holders, so it's nice to go back and revisit. And if you would like to see me visiting this stationery festival, that video is up on my channel. So when I was looking for this magazine, I thought it would be in the magazine section, and I couldn't find it there, but I did find on a shelf nearby some books that I was interested in looking for anyway. And it's these two, and when you're buying a book in Japan, they'll ask you if you want it wrapped. So they put this lovely cardboard sleeve over it, and it just protects the book. And I thought it would be great for journaling as well. So the two books I bought are on Goshuin. So here they are out of their sleeves, and I love to collect Goshuin when I'm traveling to Japan. I have a couple of videos up on my channel about it if you're interested. And on my previous trip, I found a book about Goshuin in Kyoto when I was there. And so I wanted to find some books about it in Tokyo, because they usually do region-specific or sort of themed books about the shrines and temples. So I ended up getting this book on shrines and this book on temples. And inside it just has information about the wonderful Goshuin that you can collect, and the shrines, and then the temples in this book, because some of them offer some really beautiful and unique Goshuin, so it can help you plan your pilgrimage. I actually got this one on my last trip, and so I just think that these are a wonderful resource, but they're also just a really nice keepsake for me, because it gives me some more information about this wonderful process that I take part in. And here's just a quick flip through the temples one. So it does usually have some information in the back about the Goshuincho, so that's the book that you put the Goshuin in, and different shrines and temples offer different covers. And here's just the temple book. I'm going to make another video about the Goshuin I received on this trip, so I might have a look through these books in a bit more detail. So after I'd picked up these books, I just ended up asking a worker where I could find this magazine, and she led me through the store in a way that I would never have found them. But it was in like a stationery book section. So I also picked up this letters magazine, and this is printed by Tegamisha, and they actually have a sort of gallery store in Tokyo, but I didn't have time on this trip to visit it, which was unfortunate. But this magazine issue is all on stamps, and so it has a lot of beautiful imagery inside about sort of letter writing and postage stamps, and I just thought it was a wonderful thing to bring home and sort of translate with my phone. So I would really recommend picking up one of these magazines if you are into stationery, if you're into sort of stamp imagery, and some of these are really, really cute. And they have some information in here about Fukein, which I will be making a video about, because I did collect some of these pictorial postmarks when I was on this trip. And they are a wonderful souvenir to add to your collection if you like collecting eki stamps and those sorts of things. Another book I bought while I was in Jimbocho was this one. I bought it from the cat bookstore, Nyankyodo, and I also bought a similar one for my friend, and they gave me these cute little leaflets and these little stickers, which are just so adorable. And this is a book by Sima Bosneko, which I follow on Instagram for a really long time. They're quite well known for their photographs of cats on islands in Japan, and it is just such a sweet selection of cat pictures, so I just had to grab one of these. Also, while I was in Kichijoji, I visited Sublo 36, and it was tight in there and I didn't film in there actually, so they won't be in a future video, but I bought these two little fruit clips, this little sort of key ring thing with cats on it, and one of their own brand masking tapes, which has really cute, again, cat imagery on it. I visited a few stores in Ochanomizu and Jimbocho, and I bought sort of a small amount of things from each. So at Tools in Ochanomizu, I bought this Hightide box, which I thought was really adorable, and I really like their pigeon on the front, or dove on the front, and also this little matchbox style box with the cat on it. I think it has note papers inside, and I had seen this on the Loft website before my trip, but it was no longer available at Loft, so I'm happy I managed to find it in this sort of smaller art store. So at Bumpodo in Jimbocho, I bought these things. I bought this little clip with cats around a little record. They also stuck together these stickers that I bought with a cute little tape. If you don't know, Bumpodo is all about the cats, so I bought this sticker. I also bought this one, which I think is another Obi-Wan design, because I have something else similar. And they had these lovely sort of retro style stickers that I just had to grab. At Paper Tree, also in Jimbocho, I bought this little notepad, which is this little letterpress notepad they did as a collaboration, and there's 40 pages with this lovely design. I think it's like a flying squirrel with the beautiful glass pens and ink pots and little nibs from the fountain pens. At Maruzen in Ochanomizu, I bought a few more sticker related things. So I got this Miffy sticker, these little flake seal stickers, and I really like this illustrator Shinji Kato. I have some other stickers by them as well, and I really liked these book plate stickers. And they had a few different designs, but I chose just one, and I might just stick these in my notebooks rather than my actual books. Oh, and you can see there's actually 2 different designs in each of them, 2 different colorways of each design. Oh, also at Maruzen, I bought this little pencil case because I really like this kind of style with the mesh, and it has a little pocket inside, and it's just because I was buying those little bits and pieces to use while I was traveling, I needed a little case to put them in, so this was very useful on my trip. I also visited the Hightide store at Miyashita Park, which I think is by Shinjuku or Shibuya, I can't remember which one it is. And there I picked up this cotton pouch, which is the same design as this little case. I also got this cute little sticker of this guy holding a giant orange cat up, this adorable washi tape of a little white cat with a bow, and there's like other little animals on the washi tape, and then one of these little mini pouches. I have another one which is green, but I really liked this transparent one, so I'll put something cute inside it and hang it off something. So next I'll go through everything I bought from Traveller's Factory, Traveller's Company. I did buy things at various Traveller's Factory stores, but also in Loft and just wherever I could find some things, because especially the diary related items, some of them were already sold out when I was there in December. So I sort of had to pick things up in all different kinds of places. So I may not remember where everything came from specifically, but if you're looking for these Traveller's Notebook items, they're going to be either at the Traveller's Factory stores or at Loft or Hands or any other stockist. There are so many Traveller's Notebook stockists around Japan, so if you can't find anything in the factory stores, which are usually quite picked over by visitors like me, then you can always have a look elsewhere and you might be able to find that sold out item. So just to start with the 2026 items, I got the passport size pencil board, the passport size clear file, the sticker set, and the regular size clear file. I could not find the regular size pencil board, so I'm going to try and see if I can get it elsewhere. At a different store, I also picked up the Hokutose canvas pouch and the Traveller's Company Japan Traveller's Notebook Made in Japan clip, because I only have one other brass clip at the moment, which is the airplane clip, and I thought it was about time that I had the sort of original looking clip. I took a whole bunch of these IKEA Ziploc bags with me because they're really handy to sort like little bits and pieces of stationery that you're buying, and so I had this one dedicated to Traveller's Notebook. So I got this little Gekoso brass button. I've got the bigger charm already, but I wanted to get the little brass button one as well. I also wanted to try out these brass index clips. I haven't used them before, but I've seen some very inspiring images of them being used by other people, so I wanted to pick them up as well. And there's some information on the back of how you can use them. I picked up this postcard because I thought it would be nice to mark sort of the places that I've travelled. I also picked up the small Traveller's Factory canvas pouch. I have a bigger one, but I wanted to get this teeny tiny one as well. I really liked this little clip that I saw in the Traveller's Factory Nakameguro store. It's very simple and I can't wait to start using it. I also picked up a bunch of refills, so I've got the passport accordion style, the regular size accordion as well. I picked up the pocket stickers because I haven't used these before and I thought they would be quite handy. I also haven't used the 3-fold file before, so I wanted to pick one up to try it out. I think you can fit an A4 piece of paper in here and then fold it like a letter. I also really like writing on the dot grid, so I picked up a refill for that. I like the regular grid as well, and these last 3 are special inserts. So this one is a more recent collaboration. I think it is an accordion style refill. I'll take it out and show you. So it has this beautiful pink and gold foiled cover, and inside it has the regular cream accordion insert. And then these are the 2 inserts from their collaboration with Hoshino Resorts. I can't afford to stay in a Hoshino resort, but I can afford to stay in their more budget hotels, which are Omo 3, Omo 5, Omo 7, and I stayed in a few of these hotels in Tokyo and in Osaka. And if you stay at these hotels, you can buy the Traveler's Notebook range. I'm planning to make a video about all of the limited covers you can buy in Japan, which includes the Hoshino Resorts cover, but I decided to not pick up a leather cover and instead just got the inserts and a sticker, which is probably in another parcel that I'm going to open in just a minute. And so the navy one has the gold foiling, and on the back it says "Have a nice trip." And then the cream one just has this beautiful sort of letterpress imagery, and it's plain on the back but with the collaboration logo. So I think this bag is what I bought at the Travelers Factory airport store before I flew out at the end of my trip, so I was picking up extra inserts and bits and pieces that I hadn't been able to find on my travels. So unfortunately I did pick up a double, and I think this is the only double of the trip. It is something that happens when you are just visiting so many stationery stores, so now I have twice as many pocket stickers. I also played the gacha, which they have at the airport store, and I got 2 of the same, so I asked one of them to change it from a pin into the charm backing, so I'll find a use for these. I also picked up the Pan Am notebook because I really like the idea of the pockets inside. I'll open it up, and I really do love their Pan Am range. I think it is a beautiful vintage style collaboration, and this one has the pockets here so you can put ephemera in it either while you're traveling or at home, so I just thought this would come in handy at some point. And I think there is another page on the back which has a sort of Pan Am detail. Also at Travelers Factory you can get the luggage stickers, and you can only get them in this store, so I picked up 2 to add to my luggage because I like to pick up a new one each time I travel to Japan. This time I got this round sticker with Mount Fuji on it, and this transparent sticker with the Travelers Airlines imagery on it. Also at Travelers Factory they had some of these inserts which I thought were only limited to the store that they collaborated on this with in America. So it was interesting to find it here at Travelers Factory Airport, but sometimes you can find these limited items also in the Japanese stores, and I think it is just a blank insert inside. I also picked up these passport size short trip inserts, so there's the MD paper cream, the regular MD paper, and a blank craft short trip refill. I don't usually journal in my passport size, so I think I picked these up just to test them out for sort of really short trips, and also where I find the regular size to just be too much real estate to work with. So I feel like using a passport size will make me more focused and might be able to help me finish my travel journals quicker, but we'll see how I end up using these. And then while I was visiting Travelers Factory in Nakameguro, I also headed over to the Starbucks Reserve Roastery to pick up a few things. And I always say yes to the bag because it is just absolutely beautiful on the inside and of course the outside. So at the Starbucks Reserve Roastery, I picked up one of these little notebooks, and this was actually for a Eki stamp challenge for me in Osaka, and that will all become clear when I put that video out. But this is their coffee journey refill, which has the card file on the inside, because at Starbucks and other coffee shops in Japan, they give you cards that fit in this size that have the detail about the coffee that you're drinking, and so you can collect them in this notebook. I also picked up the coffee charm because I didn't have this one already, and I do already have one of the sakura charms, but I wanted another one because it is one of my favourite brass charms. So that is everything I got related to Traveller's Notebook. I really do go all out when I travel to Japan because although you could argue that the price of the trip to Japan sort of negates how cheap these items are in Japan, I'm also getting a nice holiday, so I see it as a bit of a bonus to be able to stock up on these items for half the price than what I would pay at home. But if you can believe it, I have even more stationery to show you, so let's keep going. While I was in Tokyo, I also visited Rainbowholic, which was something I had wanted to do for quite some time. This was my 3rd trip to Japan, and I finally managed to make it there. I also bought some things from Rainbowholic at Bungu Joshi Haku, which you can see in that video. So I bought this little cat sticker, which is for your diary, which I thought was really adorable. I also bought 2 washi tapes. So this one has some travel and food imagery on it. I picked up one of the Rainbowholic tapes, which is airmail and postage stamp themed. And then I also really liked these flake seal stickers with the flowers on them. And I just shook it around because there is a cute little mouse as well in this sticker pack, and some other cute little animals too. And I love tulips, they're my favourite. So I just had to get this because there are 2 tulip designs as well. While in Tokyo, I also visited Tobichi, which is the Hobonichi shop. I shared which Hobonichi diary I bought in my 2026 diary video, but I also bought some other accessories which I want to show you. To use with my Hobonichi weeks, I bought the Moomin pencil board, and I really love the colour and the design of this one, so I have been using this since the start of the year. I also really liked this 100% orange squirrel design, so I bought this little bag, which I thought was really cute. I'll find something to put in it, maybe a plush or maybe some cute little gacha, just to keep them organised. I also picked up the railway map because I thought this would be great to put into a travel journal rather than into my Hobonichi. And I also picked up the clear files in the 100% orange range, and there are 3 designs. So there's this squirrel and it has a little 100% orange on the back, this little one which I thought is such a cute design, and this one with the squirrel in the tree. I also received the Hobonichi Techo 2026 multi-pen, so I'll try this out. And randomly in the bag with all of this was this little pen charm that I bought in Loft, so I'll just show it to you now. And I just really liked that it said, "Let's get the hell out of here," so I was sold. And so you can use the little rubber band to attach it to a pen or clip it on if there is somewhere to clip it on. Next, I want to show you some things that I bought in Osaka. So this I picked up at UArts, which is a very cute art supply store that is also cat themed, and much to my own surprise I only picked up 3 things. I got these 2 little rubber stamps with cats on them, of course. One is like a postage stamp, and this one has the cat on a phone call with a rotary phone. And then I also picked up a Eki stamp book, and I was using a passport size traveller's notebook for my Eki stamps, but by the time I got to Osaka, it was already filling up quite a lot, and because I had given myself an Eki stamp challenge to do in Osaka, I needed somewhere to test out the stamps before I put them into the main notebook. So I bought this one, and I will show you a sort of preview. So these are the stamps that I collected in this book just to test out the ink before I put them into my main book. And I just really like the imagery on the outside here, and the brand is called Toko Nuts, and I did see their stand also at Bungu Joshi Haku. So if you are looking for an Eki stamp book that is this style with the space for the Eki stamp and space to write, then I would recommend these because they have really fun covers, and they also come with a little blotting sheet as well, which came in handy. I can see some residue on it there. And I also resisted buying a lot while I was in Osaka because I was then traveling down to Takamatsu and flying back to Tokyo with hand luggage only, so that's why a bulk of my stationery purchases were in Tokyo, because I knew I would have a weight limit on the way back. In Osaka, I also visited the Smith store, which is the Delfonics store, and here I purchased my first Delfonics bag, and I also could not resist getting the little mini version as well. It's on a keychain, so I can attach it to this bag and double it up, but it does have a little bit of space inside to put some things, and the little pockets in the front, which I just thought was adorable. And my favourite colour is pink. I did stand there deliberating to get maybe a different colour, but ultimately I had to go with the pink. So it has the pen pocket on the front, 2 other little pockets, and the big pocket on the front. On the back you have a Velcro pocket and 2 more pockets. It's just full of pockets. And on the inside, in the zip case, there are even more pockets, and it's sort of a hot pink on the inside compared to sort of the dusty rose pink on the outside. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. It probably will be a great travel case, and also at home a good case for storing things. While I was in Osaka, I visited this Art Deco exhibition, which was a fantastic exhibition, and there were many artworks in the show that I wanted to take home with me. And as I have said before, I really love the passion for clear files in Japan, and I really enjoyed that they had some of the artworks on clear files as well as on postcards. So I picked up this clear file which has the artwork on the front, and then on the back it has the name of the exhibition. I also picked up this slim sort of more ticket or receipt style clear file with another artwork that I really enjoyed in the show. And on the back it has this sort of zigzag Art Deco style. And then I did get 3 postcards with artworks that I enjoyed in the show. I really love Mistinguet. And of course the Art Deco Vogue covers are so beautiful. In Tokyo, I visited the Ichigaya letterpress factory, and they had this exhibition on foiling, which was really interesting. And they also let me try out the foil stamping. So they gave me the sheet as well as the little sort of bookmark that I stamped myself using their machine, which was really fun. It was actually really lovely to spend some time talking to the people working there, but I'll go into more detail about that in my video about my visit. They do have a shop which is full of wonderful sort of paper goods. So I bought this postcard which has beautiful foiling on it, and I love the botanic imagery, and it is sort of a rough card. And then this, which I thought was a single sheet but is actually multiple sheets. I've framed one of them already, and I just really liked this risograph print, and they had many different designs that you could choose from. So it's a bit of a hidden gem, and I'll go into more detail about it in my video about it, but I think it is a great place to visit if you love stationery. Something I had seen on social media before I travelled was this 7-Eleven magazine with the little lunchbox, and it's like this quite thin magazine with I think a few different recipes about how to combine like different convenience store foods into like little picnic lunches, and then it comes with this little lunch box. So let's get it out. So it comes in a lot of cardboard for quite a small product, but it's just all about the packaging in Japan. So it comes with two little like decorative sandwich picks that you could use to hold the sandwich together, and then I think this is a cloth, and then you have the lid of the box, and then we'll get the box out. So it folds open like so, and then slots into itself like this. So we have the box and the lid, so it looks like that. I think I'll mostly use this for storing stationery. And then I guess you would lay this cloth out on the ground or on a table if you were then using your little lunchbox with it. And I just think it is so cute. Or you could also use this to wrap around the lunchbox. It is just a novelty product, but I fell for it, and you might too if you're in Japan and you love visiting the convenience stores. When I got a flight back to Tokyo from Takamatsu, I went through Haneda Airport, which is where you can find Kokuyo Doors, which is a store which only has Kokuyo products, and I really like them, so I wanted to visit it. From here I bought my unraveling thread calendar. I did feature it in my 2026 calendar and diary video. I also stocked up on the medium size for the glue tape. I found it really difficult to find this size everywhere I went in Japan, so it's my favourite. It's one I already have the little dispenser for. I think it was the large size that was everywhere, but this was like nowhere on the shelves, so that's why I got 3. There was a little sticker you could pick up at the counter, which was just really lovely, and this is actually another sticker which I didn't realise. So there's a gold one and an orange one, and then I also got one of these little zip cases because I just thought it was really cute with the Kokuyo Doors logo on it, and these other little pictograms as well. One thing that I have fallen in love with is Chiikawa, and Chiikawa is like everywhere in Japan. There is a Japanese YouTuber that I watch. I only watch their videos about Chiikawa, and their channel is Namagawaki. I have watched some episodes of Chiikawa, and they are very short and very fun, but I kind of love watching this person going out and buying all of this Chiikawa merchandise. So while I was there, I wanted to get some of it for myself. So I went to Kiddieland in Harajuku, where they have a big range of Chiikawa products. So I wanted to get one of these mascot charms because I don't have a Chiikawa one yet. And this one is the little blushing Chiikawa, which is so adorable. I find Chiikawa to be super cute, which makes sense because the name Chiikawa means something like cute things. I also picked up this little, I think these are like little post-it notes, but I just wanted this little miniature cup, and it has Usagi the rabbit on it and Chiikawa on the other side. I'm sure I'll find a use for the post-it notes as well. I also picked up this hand towel which has Chiikawa on it here, and then also some of the other characters. So you've got Momonga, Usagi, and Hachiware, and it's just another way to carry Chiikawa with me every day. And I also got this Chiikawa clear file, which is super cute with the little bows, the leopard print, and that is the back. And I think this is a Harajuku store exclusive, so I just had to grab that. Also in the same bag, I found some other cute things that I bought. So I did head to the Mofusand coffee and donut store. I think now it's changed to a different theme, but I bought some things for my sister, but I also picked up a couple of things for myself. So these are little sticker patches. I also went to the Miffy store in Kamakura and I picked up this Ghost Miffy hand towel, which is so cute because it has the Ghost Miffy here and then sort of the screaming Miffy next to it. And it's actually glow in the dark, so if I put this little bit into the sun, it will glow in the dark, and I was just like, yes, I need this. Also randomly in this bag I found this Kichijoji sticker I bought in Loft, which I thought would be lovely to put on a suitcase. And I found the Hishino Resort sticker Travelers Company collaboration, which I said was in a random bag, and it was in this one. One thing that you can't escape in Japan is gacha, and it is so tempting to roll the gacha so many times. So I'm just going to give you an overview of the ones that I got while in Japan. I got these 2 coasters which are designs by Obi-Wan, and I had to look really hard for a store that had these in stock, and so I ended up finding them in Osaka. I also had like a little blind bag at Coco Curry, and they have these cute little Neko curry cat clips, and I got this one. I got this little dog with a birthday cake on its hat, a little quokka, 2 of the Osaka Metro light up signs, so these ones have some sort of very flimsy lights in them. I got 2 Winnie the Pooh gacha. I got this light up fox, the ticking cat clock, this little Mizutama strawberry lady, this cat that is like a ghost, and you can see inside that it has a head, and this little bump here is the nose. I just thought it was really weird. I think this JR train sign is of a station in Kagawa. This little glue keychain. I already have so many gacha from previous trips, so this was actually quite reserved for me, but I'll find a place and a use for all of these. So that is everything that I bought in Japan that is stationery related and other cute things. I was going to put it all back on my desk, but honestly it's so much stuff and I just want to get it sorted and put away and start using it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing everything that I bought, and like I said, most of the things that I bought are from places that I will feature in videos on my channel, so please do make sure that you are subscribed and check out the playlist that I will have linked down in the description with all of my Japan travels. So thank you again so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.